This not just girl talk.
It's talk for the people.
You got two women,
Two voices,
one sound.
and that's the truth.
You here with the married Dawn,
And the selective Dawn.
and we here to call a spade a motherfucking spade. You ready?
I'm ready.
Let's get to it.
All right, we back, guys, and guess what? We live, baby.
We live it in the motherfucker.
You live it in the motherfucker.
Thanks to my adaptogen.
Okay, and you want to tell the people what that is?
Well, first I want to say happy birthday.
Thank you.
We can talk about it when they introduce themselves.
Oh, okay. Well, fellas, you up?
All right, I'm DJ Shane. We are one half of the RootCause podcast. You can check us, the RootCause podcast, on IG.
Can you spell it out for some of our
Sure.
listeners?
No problem. The THE Root ROOT and cause with the CAUSE.
Okay.
RootCause 2 on IG.
Now, is that the number 2 or the word 2?
The number 2.
You got to be specific.
Yes.
Okay.
All right. Number 2, you can catch me at DJ Shane 202 on IG. A DJ, as you see.
Okay.
My man over here.
My name is Frankie. I'm one half of the Root Cause. I am the voice of reason of the show, and we're just glad to be here.
The
I'm
Brian
so proud of
Brian
y'all.
Gumble of
Yeah,
the show.
yeah, the Brian.
And you
Gumble.
the one half of me.
You, the
Oh.
most important thing.
You know it, poet.
Oh. And for those of y'all who don't know, he was our engineer last season.
He was our engineer, manager,
Everything.
everything. A little bit of everything.
In the beginning,
Okay.
y'all just like
So-
everybody else, all the big stars, they get rid of them little manager and move up to.
Well, we ain't
I
quite
don't wanna
get
hear
rid
shit.
of you.
I
Oh,
don't wanna hear
you know, I thought we were still good, but I lied. All right. So y'all tell the people a little bit about what the root cause is, or who is the root cause.
All right.
The Root Cause is myself, Shane, and two other guys, Miguel
Okay.
and LT. It's a show that we developed that talks mainly about relationship, and we want to focus on men, accountability of men. We talk all things relationship with yourself, with your money, with your intimate others, cousins, mom, all that, with your job, and all those different facets.
Yep. And we get deep, you know. We try to scratch the surface, dig a little deep to the root cause of what causes issues in relationships and figure out things from there.
Okay. Y'all had a show. And correct me if I'm wrong on the title. Is it Who Will Cry for the Boy? Is that
Yes.
it?
Yes.
That show was really deep, and if you all haven't listened to it, I encourage you to. Like, that show definitely made me really evaluate myself and how I interact with men, and maybe how men have interacted with me in the past. So
Right.
y'all check that show out.
Okay.
Well, y'all tune in because we're gonna dig even
Yeah,
deeper this
yeah,
season.
we-
We took a little break after 2 events that we were a part of, and this season we're going in.
Yeah,
Okay.
we coming out the gate.
Yeah,
All right.
Yeah. Actually, it should be out
Today.
Today.
yeah.
All right.
Oh, okay.
Check us
Good.
on all platforms: iTunes, Spotify. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So, Miss Ball, what has your week been like?
Well, it's only Tuesday,
Okay.
but I missed you and I'm glad you're back. That was so funny.
Because that caught me off guard, but I do want to tell you thank you. You did an amazing job setting up my photo shoot for my brand, all the birthday videos. So thank you to each and everyone who sent a video in. Just thank you. I wasn't expecting it.
You deserve it.
Thank you.
You do, and a little bit more. You look good for 35.
Mid-30s.
Whatever you want to call it, you look good.
Okay.
You got a new little glow about you.
But my fade ain't tight. So, Frankie, you might have to,
Yeah, you slipping this week.
is that why you got the hat on?
Nah, I'm all right.
Okay.
I'm straight. I'm all right.
Okay.
Ooh.
Nah, you
All
get
right.
yours together this week. Get your fade tight.
Okay.
But normally you on 10. Normally you on 10.
I
You
couldn't
was
make
out
the
in-
barbershop this week.
You was out in L.A. showing your ass.
Literally. Sun's out, buns out. But my DM's still closed.
Well, before we get into the topic or even Ask the Don. Or, damn, I'm sorry, I didn't ask you how your week was.
It was productive. It was restful. LA was definitely good to me. I was real close to not coming back. Yeah, I was just ready to throw in the towel on all of life's responsibilities and say, fuck it.
How were the people out there?
Oh, they were amazing. We were like locals.
Okay.
You know, we were on the train, we were on Crenshaw, Slauson, the bus. Shit, we even got a little bus pass.
So they got a metro?
And it looks like our metro, actually.
So it's underground and overtop.
Under, over top, their bus system is damn near 24 hours.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
What about the prices and stuff?
Cheap.
Food?
Well, I lived off of whiskey and Chipotle and sour cream and onion chips. So
The essentials.
the essentials. The essentials. Yes, I did.
Okay, but you had a good time.
I did.
That's good. Well, one of y'all group members has a drink. So tonight, instead of alcohol, we are going to drink a herbal drink called
Adaptogen.
Adaptogen.
LT.
LT makes a, I will say it's an energizer because I was tired coming from work and I'm not even halfway through and I'm ready to get to it. But it says it improves your energy, your sex drive, hint, hint, brain health, immune system, decrease inflammation, increases metabolism and blood circulation. So black business, young black male, y'all want to recover after drinking with the Dons. Did they have a page, right?
Yes.
This
Adaptogen,
Adaptogen?
yep.
Okay, so it's ADAPTOGYN, and we'll post it on our page. Thanks, Tim.
Cash mob 'em right now.
Yes.
That's not your show.
Oh.
Ooh. He throwing in his little ad-libs and shit. Y'all not about to take over tonight.
And this is the joy of being live right here. This is the shit that we can't edit out.
Hey,
No.
can't.
That's,
forgot.
All right. So you want to hop right into it? I heard you had an Ask the Don question.
So I did have an Ask the Don question. We have a damn, this should say brain health, but is avid the right word? If
Avid
somebody
listener.
okay, yeah, we have an avid listener. Hold on. First of all, shout out. We got listeners now in the Netherlands.
wow. That's
Is
what's up.
that where Amsterdam is?
Amsterdam.
What I say?
Dan. But keep it going.
Well, anyway, we have listeners now in the Netherlands. And we got a lot of listeners in Texas and California within the last 2 weeks.
Okay.
So we are picking up our audience. But anyway,
The Ask the Don.
the Ask the Don. So shit. So we have an avid listener that I work with, and she has a teenage son, and her baby father have been split up since the son, I think she said 3 or 4. He was a young kid. So her baby father has no problem paying child support or whatever, but now the kid is 15, 16, just entering high school, feeling himself. He going back and forth with his mother, getting into all kinds of trouble. So he's like, he wants to live with his dad. So
Okay.
she like, cool, you can live with your dad. So the dad says, I can take him, but now you got to pay me child support.
What's wrong with that?
So at first I was like, well, that's petty. But then she was like, well, he paid child support. So I was like, well, he paid child support. What is the difference? And so the mother was saying that, if he needs something, I'll help you out, but I shouldn't have to pay child support. So I was like, why would a woman feel like she can demand that from him, but he can't demand that from her? Because especially nowadays, a lot of women are shouting equality, treat me like him and all that. But when shit get like this,
I don't want to be like him.
I don't want to be like you. So what's y'all take on it? Do y'all hear a lot about that? Is the man trifling for asking for child support?
I mean,
Because
well, I
hold
guess-
on, let me just throw
okay.
this in. I'm sorry. The mother has not only one kid by him, but she has 3 other kids by him. So she'll be keeping the 3 other kids, and he'll just have this one. He doesn't have any kids
Outside of them too.
outside of them two.
Right,
This is his
right.
only child. So let me just throw that in
So
there.
is the child support order for the one child that's going to go back and live, or is it for all the children?
No, he just wants child support for the one child that's going back to live with him.
Right, but the
all the
child
other
support he
ones-
was paying. Was it for all of them? Was it for that one child?
Well, he paid for all of them, but
Okay.
now he's saying since I got one,
And those his biological kids?
they are his biological kids. He said since I got one, you should pay me for one, and then I'll just pay you for 3.
Okay, well, what's wrong with that? I mean, the care doesn't stop because the
Sounds
household
like they playing
changed.
spades.
So who got the highest book? Sound like she do with 3.
Man, I don't care nothing about those details at all. I mean, anytime you introduce someone outside of yourself into your family, like the system, nothing can be good. Nothing comes good from that. You know, women are conditioned, men are conditioned to be responsible from day one, and women are conditioned to receive, you know. And that's why she has the mind frame that, because people are constantly giving to her. She grew up like that. The system teaches them that too. But don't introduce child support or the court or nobody into your family. It just makes it even toxic.
Yeah, I mean, well, I know I pay child support, so I know how it is. And it's funny, I kind of had a conversation with my son's mother this week, and the thing about it is, a woman's life, since like you said, since she's young, everything that she does is based on security, you know. And when the relationship dissolves, she wants to feel secure that you're going to take care of your kid. Which I get that, because in their mind, they may not know, I guess, based on the man, what is he going to do, what he not going to do, or whatever. But if it's good for him to pay it, it should be good for her to pay it as well. You know, but like you said, a lot of times women may want equality, but once they feel, you know, how it is, it may change up a little bit, you know. But to me, I'd be like, well, look, if he coming to live with me, take me off the papers altogether. If I've been paying it all this long and my track record hasn't changed, I don't know the details of their situation, but if my track record, because I know when my son gets 13, 14, I'm going to have that conversation with his mother, because there's going to be certain things she can't teach him, you know, and he's going to, you know, not saying he's not going to, you know, it just be reversed. Like right now, I get my son every other weekend, and then 2 days out the week, he's with me. So we kind of basically split the time. But once he gets that teenage age, and he's going to smell himself, it's certain things that he's going to need to be around me a little bit more than her. And I'm sure for her, she'll feel some type of way if she's going to feel the money might change and all that kind of stuff. But the way that I manage myself, it's all about him.
If she got any sense, she'll allow that to happen. You know what I'm saying?
But once emotions evolve, logic
goes out the
But
door.
I mean, is it fair to ask a mother that still got 3 other kids to pick? I mean, you're essentially adding to her debt a little bit with this court-ordered child support.
Look, yes, it's still fair.
because the same goes for him.
He's paying.
But he don't have no other kids.
He's paying
paying
for.
But he still has a debt.
But he's paying for an outcome that didn't happen. You know, they were supposed to ride off into the sunset, but that didn't happen. Instead, they broke up, and now he's on papers. If he's a good father,
And if he got 4 kids,
Yeah.
and if he got like a decent job,
come
I
on, man.
mean, he could be paying between $1,500, you know, a month. That's a mortgage,
Yeah, easy.
and he got to live too. So his quality of life could suffer as long as hers is okay.
And don't let him pay his child support.
Y'all
You're going
talking
to jail.
about something. He got 1. She still got 3.
No, he got that note.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying?
Okay.
So he's not only, let's say he paying $1,500. Let's say he got to have a place to live, a decent place to live in this area, $1,200 to $1,500.
Place he can bring his children to.
Yeah. Then he got to have a car, all his other expenses.
Health coverage.
You know what I'm saying? So then if his quality of life suffers, what happens when the children are with him?
And they still call him when they need stuff.
Selective.
I think she should pay.
Okay.
You know, but then again, you also talking to somebody who I don't believe in child support. But in this instance, I think it's fair for her to pay. You know, you can't feel like he owes you something and then you can't reciprocate that.
Right.
You know, I don't care that you kept 3 and he took 1. He paid you, you pay him. You know, him growing as a young boy doesn't stop because he's now living with the father. That's unrealistic for her to feel like, oh, I shouldn't have to pay because I'm keeping the other 3. Okay. What does that mean?
Well, the payment that he will get, I don't know for sure, is going to be half of what he's giving her anyway, because she doesn't make as much as he does. Plus, you then have to factor in, well, I don't know how child support works, but I think the judge will then factor in that she also has 3 other kids. So is it almost like a waste of time? Is it being messy?
Hold on,
Well, you
3
need-
other kids by another person?
No, they all by him, but
Oh.
just one wants to go stay with him.
Okay, the oldest one want to go. Cool.
But what I'm saying is it almost a waste of time, or is it being messy to take that to court? Because you're not going to get what you're giving me.
It was-
One, I don't have it.
It
gonna
was
take
being
that
messy.
down. So instead of his paycheck being deducted that amount, that's a nice breathing room.
Okay.
You know, when you see that garnishment
You're gone.
every 2 weeks, and so like imagine what you get,
Right.
and imagine if, let's say, $800 or $400 was taken out every 2 weeks. So you got to work on top of that
Yeah.
to get what you normally get.
Right,
you know what I'm
right,
saying?
right.
So that means he's spending more time at work. He may have to pick up a part-time to supplement that income. Plus, he still got to be there for his kids. And a lot of times, you know, I don't want to say just a woman, but a woman may just think about the money that she needs to take care of the kids, not realizing everything he now has to do to fit that in. So like let's say if he paying $800 a month, so every 2 weeks that's $400 gone from his
Right,
paycheck.
right.
So to get that back, either I got to pick up a part-time job.
Grind.
Yeah. So then when I get my kids, I may not be able to spend as much time with them because I gotta go to the part-time job. So now everything else is a trickle-down effect. Everything else is now affected from that.
So he's not supposed to be on child support at all, basically.
Yeah, it was just messy from
He's
the
not
beginning.
supposed to be on child support at all. Because it makes it harder for him to provide and spend time with his children. If he's a good dude, he's going to take care of his children anyway.
Yeah.
And if she needs something, he got her.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
So she might want to rethink that because sometimes it don't always work in your favor.
What you mean rethinking? I mean, it at this point is nothing she can do.
Yeah.
Because the boy wants to go with his dad.
No, what I'm
Yeah.
saying is that if she's thinking that, oh, she could get a lower amount because she makes less, that's not always the case. So she might want to really rethink this whole, like, oh, I shouldn't have to pay you. Like, it can get, if it's messy now, it can get real messy.
Yeah.
You know, it look a little different when it's a man standing before the judge asking for child support. And I actually said this on the Crown 360 show, excuse me. It's a lot of niggas on child support because of a bitter bitch. And I ain't
no
calling
doubt.
your friend bitter or your coworker bitter, but I'm just saying she might want to look at the grand scheme of things.
Right, right.
80%.
I think 80.
Might be a little
Yeah.
more.
And
I'm
then
going to go ahead and stretch with 90.
I am
90,
too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because like
Yeah.
you said, once logic may come into play, but when a woman is bitter in their emotions, she don't think about none of that.
She never think that those tables will turn.
Agreed.
Them bitches flipping now, so you tell sis to be careful. Okay, so that kind of takes us into our show. Today we're going to talk about lost souls. So if someone was to ask you, Frankie, who are you? Toya, who are you? Shane, who are you? Carmen, who are you? What would you say? Outside of what people already know about you. So I don't want to hear that you're a father, a wife, a friend, a husband, a brother. What makes up Frankie, Toya, Shane, and myself?
At this point in time in my life, well, I'm more of a strategic person, you know.
Okay.
More compassionate. I don't want no smoke. I don't want no trouble. I don't want none of that. But I'm also at a point in my life where acceptance is big. So I'm going to be willing to accept the things that I cannot change and work on the things that I can. So even though I don't want smoke, I do accept it. Now I understand that I must go through that to get to point A to point B. So that's who I am right now. You know, I
Okay.
still deal with like impatience, you know, shit like that.
Okay. Toya?
I would have to say that right now I am a server. I think that right now where I want to be is or where I'm going to put myself is in a position to be able to serve other people. I think that I have been served a lot, and I think that's the only way to really make a difference.
Okay.
If I had to describe myself, I would say I'm a ripple in the pond. I feel like I'm going to
Come on, Jim.
affect change. I'm definitely into my music, my artistry. I'm a poet. I feel like everything and everybody in my network, we're just going to be on a wave to where we as consistent as the current in the ocean.
Okay.
I feel like my
You had some of this
presence.
drink before you came on air.
Shane, you
That's
should be a
just-
rapper.
That's just actually, I used to. Yeah.
You should write for Tricky T.
Okay.
Don't pay that no
We
mind.
can-
Don't pay that no mind.
You know, we
Don't pay
That's
that no
some
mind.
good
Don't.
stuff, but go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, I just feel like my presence in the room is just gonna change things. You know,
Mic drop.
yeah, I would say that. Yeah.
Okay. I would say that I'm now an active change agent instead of a silent partner.
That's good.
In the past I've been really good at playing the background with certain things, but now I'm in a place where I'm ready to take back everything I ever gave to the world. So I'm putting myself in a position to be like, I need this, and I'm going to take that.
Okay.
That's big. How did you get there?
Are you asking everybody on the panel or just me?
Yes.
I got there by watching certain ideas that I had given to people be snuffed from under me. And it's like, that's my shit. And you might have done it, but you didn't have it. You didn't do it with my finesse.
Yeah.
So I had to reel back in just me being willing to just throw shit out there to people. And I had to say, nah, this mine, and I'm going to hold on to this. I'm going to keep this close to my chest. So it took a little heartbreak. And not even like in a relationship. Like your friends
Right.
can break your heart.
Right, yeah.
It took me saying like, damn, you supposed to be my dog.
And the expectations.
I expected you not to shit on me.
Yeah.
And you did that and you went so much further. So yeah.
But that's how
Or
we all got there, though.
You expected you from them.
I did. And
You
that's so
expected
funny.
you, yeah.
I wrote that today on my page. I had a problem with expecting me and other people. So that's duly noted.
Yeah.
I see you, sis. Or bro. Or ho.
Yeah.
However you want to roll with that.
I think I got to where I'm at just realizing like my value. You know what I'm saying? Like I think I got to the point to where like I used to be shy when it comes to like my gifts, which I'm still am humble. But the closer you get to where you're supposed to be, the people that's not meant to be around you, it's like the seasons.
Come
You know what I'm
on.
saying? Springtime, the tree is filled with leaves. But when the fall come and the weather gets tight, you need the coat. Certain leaves gonna wither and fall off, but the branches on that root is gonna be riding there with you. So I feel like the closer I see myself getting to where I'm supposed to be, my people start changing around me. You know, I started seeing people feeling funny when the light was on me just for a little bit. It wasn't even on me that long. And I was like, okay, cool. This is my groove right here. And I had to be comfortable with like, you know, with shedding them leaves. Like it's cool the season about to change. You know what I'm saying? Because when the wintertime comes, everybody can't come in the house. You know.
Come on, Langston Hughes.
That's a hell of a parable, man.
Come on now.
Thank you, my brother.
What you got? How did you
Black
get
Jesus.
to? How did you get to where you are now?
The same way as comedy, through relationship. I want to push back on that. Like you said that you shouldn't expect you and other people, but that's just the opposite. Relationship is built to show you you, you know, and the reason why you changed or you moved on was because you saw yourself. You know, your partner reflected that back to you, whether it be your children, your wife, your mom. Like my kids show me all the time. I know I need to be more.
Especially the part of you don't like.
Man,
Oof,
Slim,
yeah.
Daddy, didn't you say we was gonna do that? Damn, you right. You know what I'm saying? So I got there through relationship, through marriage, through having one with my children, my mom, and just watching everybody push back to me things that I needed to work on.
That's all right, Tricky T. You up?
God damn, I ain't got nothing to follow y'all niggas.
This is what we do.
I have to say trial and error. I I'm in a space now where I want to do what has been given to me. I want to give back. So that's it. I ain't got no.
That's good enough.
That's
good,
it.
though.
I only got 3 words for you. Like I just want to do. I've seen the change or the love or the atmosphere change around me from people pouring into me. So I just want to give that back. That's it.
So in our relationships, and by relationships, I don't mean just marriage. I mean friendships, workships, whatever. How do you command respect? Like, how do you show people how to treat you? And I know the cliche saying is, well, you show a person how to treat you, but how you treat yourself. But is that always the case?
That's good.
I think for the most part, like if we want to talk about relationships, I think the biggest thing is a lot of people, before they get into relationships, they don't know how to be single. Like, it's an art in loving yourself.
Yes, it is.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you gotta, like, a lot of people want to be in relationships and they don't really like who they are. So how can you expect somebody to want to be with you if you don't even want to be with you? Like me, I love me. I make love to me. Like, I'm cool with me. So when I get into a relationship, it's a compliment, So I'm not putting as much weight on the relationship so it can stay light and we can enjoy the relationship, because life gonna kick in that's gonna make it difficult anyway. But you gotta understand how to be with you first. That's the first relationship, so if you don't have that, everything else is gonna be a crutch for what you don't give yourself.
I think that's easier said than done now.
Oh yeah.
I think that I know for me, and I think I've found myself with the help of my mate. There were a lot of things that he told me, or even that Carmen has told me about myself, that I didn't realize until like actually hearing it from people and hearing it on more than one occasion and taking it in. And then I was able to see who I really was. I wasn't who I thought I was, or who I was portraying to be. So I don't know. I mean, I feel you. Like, I think that makes sense. You have to love yourself before you can be in a relationship, or you have to learn how to be single. But I know for me,
Did you wear a mask?
I did.
Yeah.
For a long time.
Yeah, because it's hard to
And I
stop
didn't
lying
know.
to yourself. Once you stop lying to you.
Yeah. But I think the thing is, a lot of people don't know that they're lying to themselves. You know what I mean? Like, you have to have somebody in your corner to call that shit out.
Yeah, true.
And you have to be willing to take it. Like, it's I always say, when dealing with me and her, like, she says a lot of things that I don't like. But because I know who it is, I know what's behind it. And it may take her 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 times to say it, but it's like, okay, you know what? They just not kicking the shit just to kick the shit.
Right,
you know what I'm saying? So I think it's hard to be single, and I don't think
so.
I do.
I think single is like, oh man, single is like, it's beautiful, because like, it ain't nobody but you. Like, relationships are heavy. Like, when I remember, when I was single, or even it was time when I was separated, like, I was moving at my speed, and I was in my groove. It wasn't, hey, you want something to eat? I'm on the way home. Like, nah, and I think a lot of times, especially like women, like, I hate the hashtag relationship goals.
Thank you, because I said that a few shows ago, and they tried to jump down my throat.
Or
single women see couples, and that's what I'm looking. You don't even know what's going on.
That picture could be some bullshit.
Yeah, and then plus, like, for me, what makes me attracted to a female is not her being thirsty; it's her grinding. Like, it's sexy to see a woman with a good credit score and to see her balling and all that.
Yes,
that make me, you know what I'm saying? And women, and they don't realize like
it's
how
me.
much
I'm sexy.
how much you are what you attract. Like, if you notice, the chicks that you probably know, they probably had the same men issues all the time because they ain't changed them. Like,
Yep.
if you putting out,
Yeah.
you know, it's like McDonald's. Everybody go there for a quick fix because that's what they advertise. We got dollar sandwiches, this, and that. People don't go to Ruth Chris asking for a meal, or I mean, not a meal, but a deal, because they advertise, this is our standard, this is what we got. If you ain't buying that,
Then roll.
cool, you can go somewhere else. But when you advertise that you looking for this, because if we want to follow a chick and see if they single, we just follow their posts. And they'll say all this stuff that they looking for. Even if they twerking and advertising all this, you're not going to attract the husband because the husband ain't looking for that.
Nah.
You know what I'm saying? So when you single, if you work on you, what you going to attract is going to be amazing.
I feel a way about that.
I mean, I can kind of go with it. It's harder for me to be in a relationship than it is for me to be single because like I said, I've spent so much of my life giving to others that I can value my personal space. So me having to not necessarily check in, but to let this person know, like, oh yeah, I'm good, I'm okay, or yeah, let's do this. Like, I'm used to doing shit on my own, so it's hard to share that space.
But imagine what you're going to attract now versus before where your mind was at. You may have attracted a lot of bullshit before.
I did.
But where you at now, it's like, oh, I ain't mess with her. 'Cause I may have to have my shit together.
Well,
You know what I'm saying? Which is a good thing.
Yeah.
You don't want to,
That's
know.
right. And that's how all your relationships should dissolve too. You know what I'm saying? Like, you work on you, and people love to see you work on you. And people gonna do one or two things: they're gonna get the fuck out your way, or they're gonna work on themselves. So you make, like, I noticed that women have a group of friends, and they may have this one friend that won't come talk to them about certain shit. Why? Because they know, well, she ain't gonna stand for the bullshit. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna go talk to such and such about that because she gonna let me get away with murder.
She with the
hold me
shits.
accountable. None of that.
She with it too.
Yeah, she with the shits.
Yeah.
So, do you think that you can be in a relationship with somebody if they don't know themselves?
I think
It's
we are most
tough.
of the time. I think we are most of the time. People are constantly trying to find themselves in a relationship, but that's one of the best places to find yourself.
Or
is in relationship.
They
because
define
everything-
themselves by that title. Like me, I'm not, no, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm me.
Yeah.
Like, don't introduce me like, oh, this is, like, nah, I'm me. Like,
Right.
before I met you, I had a name. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? I was a man. So I'm not defined on being a husband or whatever title because I'm that already. Like, I was a husband before I had the title. I was moving as a man ready to be married before I got the
But
title.
I don't think people get to that point if they don't know their purpose.
True.
You know, if they don't know what they're there for, because you get into a relationship and then you don't even know who you are or what
Yeah.
you're here for. You know what I'm saying? That way you just take on everything that's thrown on you.
Right.
You're taking on the actions that she wants you to do. Like, oh, he's a good husband because he cleans this or he fixes that. He's this and that. You know what I'm saying? Because you don't know who you are.
Yeah.
so that kind of leads me into my next question. Have you ever consciously or subconsciously conformed to your mate? And if so, how did you break that?
Definitely. We all try to live to some kind of societal norms, not knowing at first that that's harmful, that that's toxic. So you say, well, I'm supposed to be this to her, like supposed to be her piece. No, I'm not. Supposed to be her piece. She's supposed to be her own piece. You know, and I bring my piece and we make a whole. And I'm not so. That's too much to put on one
Burden,
person.
yeah.
You know, that's too much to put on when she got her own shit to deal with. You know, focus on you, deal with you, and then love her through her, misunderstanding.
Yeah, I could say I've done that before. Like, when I was dating and, the women I was dating was just like accessories. I really wasn't into them. So for whatever moment, they just look fine and look cute. They are on piece. So I may disagree with them for the moment, but they really didn't know who I was, because I wasn't that invested into it, and then you can also lose yourself in a relationship because you may not, like you said, you may not have that solid foundation of who you are. So as you notice, like when relationships end, You ever see how women say, well, I lost this amount of time because they defined themselves
By that individual.
as a girlfriend, as a wife. So they was
Wow,
that
okay.
title. So when they lost it, now they trying to pick up the pieces. You know, I used to go here and now I'm not with such and such. Well, what did you do before you met this person?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So because their whole motive was to be with somebody instead of being them, like you said, being solid on their own, and then letting that person compliment them.
Well, that's the kind of person that competes with your purpose too. You know, and that's how you know you're that person in your relationship. If you have a man or woman that you're with, and they're focused and driven, they're trying to move in one direction to help the family, or that's their purpose, but you're constantly competing with it. Why are you not home? Well, why are you this?
Yeah.
Well, man, you know this is what this man does. You know this what this woman does.
I was a hustler when you met me.
Yeah.
So if you not my, you know, and then the same go for, you know, for the woman. If I can't cheer for you, you know, like I'm not threatened by
No
any
success.
success. So if we can't, you know,
that's
cheer for
inspiring,
each other,
you know.
you know, what we talking about?
Right.
You know, if your success threatens me, I gotta check me.
Well, that's
it's-
in friendships too, though.
oh yeah, oh
That's,
yeah.
that's
Some people
not
not
just relationship.
comfortable enough with themselves to cheer for you.
Yeah.
Because if I cheer for you, then I gotta say, well, you know what? I should be this, and that. Because a lot of times people get caught up in comparing themselves, and I realize that you got your own path
Yeah.
to run.
Yeah.
So there.
So how have you dealt with that? You know, Milestones of Elevation has really turned it up a notch. So in your friendships, and you know, you've thrown several successful events, and maybe some of your friends and individuals that you thought were friends did or didn't show. Like, how you deal with that? How you wager that?
That's so funny you said that, because somebody reached out to me, and I wouldn't consider that person a friend, but I support everything they do. Every single thing they do. So when I had posted the last event, they shot me a text and they was like, hey, I see so-and-so is on your panel. I'm definitely coming to see her. So I was like, okay. So I'm like, you know her? And so anyway, so that happened. So the day of, she texted me and she was like, hey, I can't come to your event. I know you come to all of mine, but I hope this doesn't change anything. So I was like, no, it's cool. And I see, like, if I post something or if I do something and it gets a little pushback or it gets some attention, it's a little shade or slide comment. But it's just like, you know, I mean, the way I deal with it is I'm either going to tell y'all and I'm going to move on. I just don't have time to sit there and worry about who's supporting me or who not. I mean, fuck it. If nobody come, nobody fucking come. I did what I felt like I was supposed to do at that time. I'm
That's
just
it.
at, like, right now, I'm just at a point where I don't have to please the masses, because I'm not. I know I'm not. So fuck it. And fuck you.
You focus on your victories, baby.
Yeah.
All victories. I mean, your
That's a
losses
clean way
are
of
just your
saying it.
losses. Straight victories.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I don't trip. I mean, I think everybody on this panel has their own thing going on, but I would hope that we're all so busy focusing on, like you said, the victories or what we're doing, that nobody can knock us off of wherever we're at in life. You can't. I was gonna say something smart, but
Thank you.
you read my mind. Okay.
I sure did.
Because to me, if you got time to be petty, you ain't grinding enough. Like,
That's how I feel.
That's it.
I would have to take a time out from success to be petty to
And
be-
go back and forth with you. Yeah.
Yeah.
I
don't have
totally
a time.
agree.
I don't have a chance to time out success to be petty.
Now, my only question is, will that change how you now go forward with supporting that individual or said individuals?
No.
So you still are willing to show up and show out?
If it's something that I want to support,
Okay, good.
absolutely.
And I agree, man. You don't have to agree with a person to support them.
Yeah.
You don't. Especially us as black folks, when we need to just pick a direction, support one another in that direction and go. Instead, we fighting over small stuff.
I mean, I wouldn't call that person a friend, but if they're doing something that I want to support, I'm there.
And then you don't want to see them sweat. Like,
I don't give a fuck if this what or not.
I know me, it's hard because I show my emotion on my face,
Mm-hmm.
but like I guess I learned this in the street. Like I'm not gonna let you know that you affected me any kind of way, because then you've won.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? But if you feel like, damn, he's still good after that shade.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's I love that.
Yeah,
like,
you're right.
Like,
You're
damn,
right. You're
that
right.
nigga
That's still
still
giving it too
smiling.
much energy.
Yeah,
You're right.
Yeah.
I don't know. I might
That's
get that
still
little.
giving
That
too
do
much
kick
energy,
in
man.
a little
Yeah.
bit. You Frankie
Like,
over here.
But
he
y'all done took the
perfect.
time out of success
That's-
just to do that.
No, it's more so of me
Just bossing up.
and kind of dwelling in my own victory and success.
Man, you
like
already-
that. The fact that what somebody says or does doesn't bother me anymore is a success for me.
Right.
Because I used to live and die by what people said or what people thought about me. So the fact that that's not bothering me, the fact that I can laugh, still
That's
move
growth.
on.
That's growth,
That's
too,
growth.
yeah.
So it's like I'm laughing at it, but I'm proud of myself for moving past the pettiness.
There you go.
So that's where we at with that.
Okay.
So I want to piggyback off of something you said. So you said relationships are the best place to find who you are.
Yes.
Okay, so what responsibility, if any, do y'all think someone that you're in a relationship with has in helping you identify who you are?
Honesty. Being themselves and true honesty. That's the only responsibility that person has. They don't have responsibility to be your self-esteem. They don't have responsibility. The only thing they're supposed to do is be a guide to point you in the direction that you're supposed to go. That's it. To magnify on things that you should work on, not necessarily, drag you by the hand, because only you can do that.
Call me
But I
by the
think
hand
it's-
sometimes.
Throw you over my shoulder if I need to.
I think the funny thing about relationships is when you in one and you get closer to your purpose, sometimes it shows you more about that person. Like, because some people, like
That
you were
person
saying,
as being you or the opposite person?
the opposite person.
Okay.
Because some people, like you said, can't handle. And because what happened is, as you're growing and finding yourself and finding your groove, because they insecurities, they not comfortable with that, they'll make it just a little bit difficult for you to maneuver, because they can't handle where you going, because it's taking something from them. Like look, I gotta go get it. Well, you know what I'm saying? Or hey, it's some bitch men. They'll, if the woman is out, well, I thought you said you, like, hold on, dog, you the man. You not supposed to be giving her that kind of energy, but their insecurities can't handle your growth.
I can believe that because I've been there. I can definitely.
You gotta go out with your friends again, man. Let her go with her friends. Like,
Yeah.
what did you, like, you gotta check yourself in relationships. Like, I think, because I'm big on, I'm just experiencing someone in a relationship. Like, I ain't about no title. Like, if I look at myself as just experiencing you, I'm letting you still grow and experience life, and not holding you captive by a title.
I agree.
If you, my lady, do you. I'm not gonna be like, well, you supposed to be home. Like, nah, you gotta grow and experience you, because otherwise you're gonna be choked and suffocated in this relationship. And that's where
It's fair to say you're not being yourself in the relationship. So you've now assumed the role of what your partner wants you to play.
exactly
Subconsciously.
There you go.
Yeah.
Okay, what you was gonna say, Frankie?
Without disrespect, though. You know what I'm saying? Because you can let somebody do them all you want, totally disregarding you. You know what I'm saying? So it's not what you do, it's how you do it.
Yeah. And then that's their loss.
So, but if a man is in a relationship to show a woman herself, right, to pick up on things through his perspective, the things that she missed,
Yeah.
right? So if she's hanging out with a group of toxic people, he needs to speak on it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because we're also here to protect.
Oh, no doubt.
You know, so just letting it go, woo, woo. Hey, you might,
But
you
I
might
think
want to watch out for this, right?
You seeing the best her, because what happened, that person may front around you, but once they get that free, like, I think a person is only as faithful as their options.
That's true.
So if they don't have that many options because you keeping them under this wrap,
That's for men.
Yeah. you know, we keeping them under this wrap. You be home this time. Da 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 da. As soon as they go to Vegas, oh
Shit, you ain't gotta go to Vegas. You can go to work.
yeah, it's
Oh,
buck wild.
yeah.
That work husband.
Yeah, that
you know
work
what I'm saying?
babe.
Yeah, yeah. Because she under this tight wrap.
All them get smacked out.
So me, I'm the type. I'm gonna let you be comfortable enough to do you, and then I see the true you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because it'll come out in the wash. You know, so you might think you fooling me or getting over. You know, but in the end it'll come. You know, then that'll be your loss. You know, but like you said, you also there as a barometer. Like, yo, you know, these kind of folks. If this is where you trying to go, this not gonna be the crew that's gonna help you accomplish that.
So one last question before we wrap up the topic. What has been your biggest misconception about yourself in a relationship?
Your biggest misconception about yourself. Oh, that's a good one. Y'all
Mine was
gotta
that
go.
I could take on everything. You know, that I can handle everything. You know, I'm still a human being, and I don't want to ever like misconstrue a human being from a human doing. I can only do but so much.
Yeah.
But all I can be is who is me. You know, and thinking that I can be everything for everybody, and that was a joke.
Yeah.
You my everything.
I don't know what to tell you, baby.
Well,
Shane, because I don't have answer yet.
I think that's a man thing though. Well, a real man thing, because we come in as providers, protectors, and all that. And like you said, we think we could take everything, and then what happens? We suffer.
That's it.
You know, we don't get the time to be what we are. I think my biggest conception is probably thinking, I might have to steal that one, bro. Yeah, probably thinking I could take everything, you know, and thinking that I could fit with every chick. Like, oh, she's into this, I can, the player in me can smooth into this, and then I'm this image, she a Christian, I'm a Christian too. You know what I'm saying?
Did you ever get lost in?
I mean, I may have played the role.
Oh, okay. So you was
but then
able
when
to.
But then when I go home, I be me. But what happens?
So you did what you had to do to get the draws.
It wasn't me. It wasn't about the draws.
That's
I'm
why
into
women need to
women's.
worry about
I'm
intentions.
into women's loyalty.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Forget the draws. If a chick is riding with you, oh, that's
everything.
Yeah, the draws is just the icing on the cake.
Okay.
You know, I was into getting into her mind, getting in tune with her. But yeah, not being myself. You know, because what happens if you don't have no room to be yourself, that person is not going to be your company. Other people are going to be your company, because when you're around them, you never you anyway. So, and then I was always the type, in order for me to be happy, I got to be myself 24/7.
okay.
So you've always been comfortable in the skin you're in.
For the most part.
Okay.
For the most part.
That's cool.
Yeah.
This might have to be a part 2 show.
Go ahead with your answer.
I would say being okay when I was miserable. Like, I was living this facade that, like, oh, me and this individual, everything was perfect. But on the inside, I was miserable. And, like, I was to the point where I just was looking at this nigga one day on the couch and was like, why the fuck you even breathing? But I still was in that relationship, and I was okay when people saw us. But it took a lot out of me, but I had assumed everything he wanted me to be. So when we went our separate ways, it was like, what had I been doing with myself? I just withered away. Yeah.
So you lost yourself in that person.
Oh, man, I lost everything.
Okay. Wow.
Who fault?
Yeah,
It was mine. It was
I've been
absolutely mine, because I had years to walk away from that. But, you go through the makeup, the breakup. I'm sorry, you sorry. Nah.
And no actions changed.
Nothing changed.
Yeah.
It changed for a little bit, just to, all right, I'm going to change so she can get over her attitude. Or I'm going to change so he'll shut the fuck up. Nah.
Yeah.
That was so unhealthy.
And what you learn from it?
I learned to be my best self. Like, when you see that gut feeling, when you feel it in the beginning, pay attention to that. I'm in a place where I'm never going to put nobody else's feelings before mine.
Yeah.
If I don't feel it, we don't feel it.
That's when it's like the relationships that I got out of is because I got to the point where, like, nah, I got unapologetically gotta take care of me. You know, I've been buffering this for you for so long. Like, nah, this is my time.
That's deep. So do you want to ask about the hall pass?
No, I want you to answer.
The biggest
Conception. Misconception.
Go ahead, ask the question.
What has been your biggest misconception about you and your relationship?
About me and my relationship.
You had 3 answers to think about this.
And you know what? I was trying to think of something
You
different.
lost
but
yourself in our answers.
I did.
Don't be feeling it for her, Shane.
I was trying to think of something different, but I would have to say what Frankie said. Like, I really thought that I could be his everything, like everything that he needed. And I lost myself in that for a long time, trying to do what I thought would please him. And none of that was what he was looking for. So, yeah, that's all I got. It's the same answer.
Can we agree that might have been a hard process to go through, but once you get to that end, don't it feel good?
Yes, it does. It does. And it feels better in a relationship. Like, our relationship has changed so much. It's grown so much. I think, but that goes for my friendships too. Like, the ones that I know I had to go, they gone. And it's good to see them go.
Good. I'm glad.
So right quick with the hall pass, because you had a good hall pass.
Okay, so before we wrap up, the hall pass, how free is free speech? Real quick. Should you be able to say what you want without having to apologize for it?
All within reason.
Okay, so there was a
now-
young lady who was spotted in California yelling in the CVS, "I hate niggers, I hate niggers, I hate niggers."
Oh, the video that was
Right.
posted.
So she's since come on and apologized, and she's sorry, and she doesn't understand why people are taunting her. Should she, but I think she apologized because she lost her job.
Oh,
Should she have been made to apologize, per se, if that's really how she felt and freedom of speech is free? Real quick.
No, I think she should have let everybody. So she was going to lose all that, but you can keep your apology because you only apologize because of the circumstance.
Okay. Toya?
I don't think people should lose their jobs for how they feel. Especially if their job, like if they're working with kids, maybe. But if you're working with adults, I work with a lot of white people. I know they can't stand niggas. They just don't say it. So I don't think somebody should lose their job for how they feel.
Frankie?
I think so. I think because that's at the core of their heart. And you have white police officers that shoot black innocent people because of how they feel. You know,
Speaking of that, we got a victory today.
lose your damn
We got a
job.
what?
That, I wouldn't say a victory because unfortunately that young man lost his life. But that white officer who shot that man,
I saw.
they found her guilty.
They did, but they didn't sentence her yet, did they?
They didn't
that's
sentence
gonna
her.
be
Okay.
key to sentence.
That's it. I mean,
what they are proposing is life. But
Okay.
I personally thought she was going to get off. I thought it was going to be another Trayvon Martin. I'm not even going to lie. The way they were brushing over it. So I think we are seeing a shift and we are seeing a change.
I
I
hope
do
so.
think the lady should be held accountable. But, I mean, you're going to say what you're going to say. We've probably said things that are questionable on this platform. Should we lose our job behind it? No, but I'm also not apologizing for shit I said either.
I'm not
They
either.
made an
but the
example out of it, out of a white woman.
I think
About
you have to
damn
be
time.
like, you can say what you're gonna say, but it's just like drinking. You gotta be responsible with it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Know when the place
It's all within reason, Trent.
to air it out,
All right.
and know when like you got a 9 to 5 person, you got a 5 to
6 to
9.
10. Okay.
You know what
And
I'm
let's
saying?
be for real. You ain't gonna talk shit to everybody.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
That's
saying?
true.
You ain't gonna walk up. She's not gonna carry that same energy in the streets, walking throughout some
Nah.
mall.
You right. You right.
People
Well,
say a
Beat
lot
her
of things
upside
when
the
they
goddamn-
comfortable
Yo,
and they
man,
feel
behind
safe.
that counter,
All right,
man.
y'all used to the studio in the basement. We out.
All right.
you're so rude. Bye, y'all.
See Brian throw up the big
I did.
Follow us at the
The
two
Two
Dons,
Dons.
DHONS. You can follow Mr. Bizzall at FBall112, but if you a bitch, don't follow him. DJ Shane 202, DJ SHANE 202,
Yep.
or the RootCause. We'll post all that on our page.
But bitches
Peace.
like the network too.
Don't network with mine.
Stopping the money.